My name is Anand Bala. I've been with Zoom for about 3.5 years. And it's been an absolute pleasure to work this market space in India. Uh, we have, uh, also because of a lot of work that we've done with people in this room, many of you in this room, been able to innovate and innovate fast over the last few years. So first up, I'd like to ask Mike to put a hand together for everybody here, for all the feedback you've been giving us, for the work that we're doing in making sure that we hear you, and for using our platform over the last 4 or 5 years very intensely in the India market, right? And for everybody in this room, it's been a roller coaster, right? We've been wearing our seat belts for 4 years thinking that, okay, we are done, and suddenly we realize there are 2 more loops on the way, and the roller coaster ride never seems to end. Similar for us, same ride. We got chosen. We were the chosen ones, and when we did get chosen, when things went a bit crazy about 4 years ago, we did put up our hands and we innovated. Once again, thanks to a lot of the feedback that we got from customers from India and other countries. And we moved from being a meetings product to now a complete platform that includes contact center on the one end. And how many of you knew that we have customers in India using Zoom's email service? We have a calendaring service. We have an email service. You can actually connect through. So we've got one single app that's able to link through to all business processes that you may have. What does this mean? While yes, it means reduced toggle tax for sure for employees, it also delivers a very consistent user interface and a very consistent usage for your customers and your teams internally. So the platform continues to grow, over 1,600 feature releases in the last year or so, and new products being unveiled as we speak. In fact, there was an announcement that came in yesterday where WorkVivo, our product now, has been announced as the go-to product for Meta, where Meta is end of life for their workplace product. And they have suggested that customers who are on Workplace, their preferred choice should be Zoom. So that's our WorkVivo product there from an internal standpoint, right? But if I do look at the modern workspace or where we are currently, let's all agree, right? Every time we meet somebody in this room, some of us have to go back, put together a record and say, I met customer X, Y, and Z and put it up. We are fatigued with the repetitive tasks that we do. Many of us who handle large teams in customer experience are seriously worried about these teams being disengaged. One, because of the repetitive work, and two, because the macroeconomic environment, the headwinds. If we are paying X, somebody is willing to pay 1.2X. Or somebody else says, look, I can give you a hybrid role. Somebody says, I can give you a work from home role. Somebody says, no, it's work from office, but the office is next door. So there are a lot of challenges in terms of being able to keep and maintaining an engaged team. The biggest challenge, of course, is how can one make sure that they are able to keep customer expectations or meet customer expectations? Because one small little bump along that customer journey on your website, on your application, while billing, while invoicing, a little bill shock that came for no fault of the company, but maybe what the customer did, things like that tend to disrupt that customer experience dramatically. And to complicate a lot of this, most companies in the digital native space have hundreds of apps, right? If I open my Okta, I have to scroll sometimes 4 pages down by the time I figure out which app I'm looking for and what. So over 200 applications, right? That again causes a tremendous amount of friction, right? So what are we dealing with here? Silos. And the number of silos we create internally also reflects on the customer. And panelists have mentioned this, right? When they were speaking about AI and ML, they were talking about silos of data and information, right? But the one application that's able to cut across these silos, whether it be a customer relationship management software, whether it be an ERP, whether it be an ATS if somebody is doing recruitment, whether it be billing, contracts and quoting, one platform that's able to cut through all these is in the collaboration space. So you're able to cut through all these because the teams now are able to collaborate seamlessly on one individual platform. And now So for example, 5-6 years ago, we started with green screens at Zoom, right? That was an AI use case. We have been using AI now for close to 5 years, and we've been putting products out there in the market. For example, our closed captioning text was based on AI. That came out just around, I think, 2020, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of the work that we do in terms of rendering our video does have AI capability built into it. So we have been working with AI for a long time. And now AI is available for users of our product stack in multiple ways, right? For example, just to quote a few examples, if you are sending out an email via the Zoom platform, it will help you compose that mail, right? If you are sending out a chat message, it will be able to track for you and say, this is the history of that chat, this is what's happened, or this is the foregone history. Can you summarize it? Can you get that chat right? Simpler examples, and I'm sure many of you are already using this. You join, you got 5 calls back to back in the morning on a Monday. You've joined the 5th call 30 minutes late. You can actually just plug in and say, what did I miss? And it'll tell you the number of times your name was taken off and what was said and what have you missed, and give you a quick summary so that you can come back and rejoin. Simple things like that. Now take that to a customer perspective, right? How we can use artificial intelligence here to help drive a better customer experience. Our platform, and we heard this in 3 of the panels before today, right? It's trusted, it's secure, but where I think we differentiate, or I think it's important to differentiate AI from that perspective, is ours is a federated model, which means we're using multiple LLMs. We're using ours, we're using OpenChatGPT, we're using other private models, and we have our own scoring system, right? So whether you're using our contact center product or whether you're using the meeting product, we have a way in which AI is working fast. And the way we've deployed it, the same way we did it with video, is we built a lot of this deployment for ourselves ground up, where we are able to cut across different parts of our product stack. And because we are using a federated approach, we are also able to manage it from a cost perspective. What does that mean? You don't need to buy an individual separate AI product for each of your silos. You may say, I need to buy an AI product for a particular, let's say I need to buy an AI product to look at all the chat transcripts that I've had. Or you may want to buy an AI product that looks at a silo around CRM. What we are trying to do is to say, use one AI product that cuts across. And at the end of the day, the way we've been built is to drive more meaningful customer engagement. And at the end of the day, the one message I'd like to leave with the audience is, look at your business workflows and how do you cut through those silos? It's via collaboration. Where can you bring in collaboration in each part of your silo to make that journey for the customer that much easier, that much simpler? And let me start with a very simple example. We've all invested in building business processes, right? At the simplest levels, most of us have a BYOD. Everybody here has a BYOD device? I mean, where we've got work apps. How many people here have work apps on their phone? Some of us have work apps on their phone. Are these applications actually communications enabled? Example, I've got my CRM, I can see it on my phone, I'm on the field, but when I'm calling a customer, I'm still using my private phone number, right? I'm not using a business phone here. I'm using my personal SIM card, I'm using those logs. What happens on that conversation is not something I'm able to log directly back into the CRM system, right? I have not enabled all the applications that I'm providing access to in your BYOD devices, but we can do that by putting, for example, a cloud-based PBX. And you can do that with Zoom, and you bring all the functionality with it. The 3 things that Zoom has done very well is ease of use. From my 82-year-old dad to my 8-year-old son, they're able to use Zoom pretty easily. It's very, very easy to use. Now, if we now translate this to an extremely large enterprise use case, can I deploy it easily? Can I scale it easily? And does that become easy to use? So at a very simple level, the applications that you're providing, even on the BYOD device, can people use collaboration there? Can I click on a lead? Can I click on a resume on the ATS? Can I pick up a conversation via that business phone? Am I able to record that call in a compliant manner? Am I able to capture what information is on that call, summarize it, all without having to force employees to use multiple lines, multiple phones, or have to change the experience when they move from their phone to their tab, to their computer, and then maybe to their desk phone. Maintain that seamless experience as they move from one to another. Let me try and illustrate this with another example. Let's take a retail company, right? We've got a customer in Australia called Browse, and they're high-end fashion retail, and they built this wonderful application and amazing platform for retail. And they said that about 2 out of every 10 customers were actually converting or completing the purchase. What did they do? How can we introduce collaboration here? They just introduced a very simple, sorry, you were saying something, can you hear me there? Okay. They introduced a very simple functionality there where somebody who's at the shopping cart can click, and when they click, they're able to connect directly to the shop. Now imagine you're working with a furniture retail company in India. Now, buying a bed is actually a very big decision, right? And there are many places where you would shop for furniture. To be able to schedule a call, to say at my convenience, can somebody call me back via video, and to manage who that call will go through from a workflow standpoint, to be able to put that call based on the agent that's available, capture that video, have it recorded, and if, for example, it's a customized order, be able to pass it to somebody who can then go ahead and say, this is the transcript, this is the solution that the customer is asking for, build that, put that together and move on. So you've got a whole bunch of tools that we have that bring together a very, very large platform for collaboration. You've got employee engagement on the one side, which we call Zoom Workplace, and we've got a whole bunch of business services, right? Other examples that I can think of that come to mind is in the financial regulatory space. How many of us have had a call with our friendly neighborhood insurance agent, and when everything is done and dusted, they say, look, hold on, I'll just call you back on my official line, right? To be able to work in a compliant manner with all our regulations that we have, to be able to access, capture, and record those recordings, transcribe it, push it back into email. That entire flow is very seamless and easy for agents as well as employees, particularly in the sales force, right? We know that low agent morale is a challenge, and we all know this. I have it, and I'm sure every single person in this room has it. As time goes on, there is no more dumb money in the market, right? We need to drive our efficiencies. We need to make sure that we are delivering more with less, and budget outlays are going down quarter by quarter. We know that CX leaders have these challenges, right? What are we doing in this space? A simple contact center solution, right? With one single interface, the good old familiar Zoom interface that you have, that's easy to use, omni-channel, whether it be mail, whether it be chat, whether it be phone, whether it be video, allow the customer to choose how they want to come in and engage with you. AI involved to say, okay, there are parts of it that I can do with Gen AI. I can have a virtual agent in play. And at which point should I transition to what kind of an agent? Should it be human? Should I still have a bot working it? Can I link it back to a CRM system? Or which application internally should I link it back to? But the key part here is how easy is it to integrate with your applications? And like Zoom does everything else, the integration costs and your ability to integrate is also very, very easy. So whether it be a Salesforce or a ServiceNow, a Freshdesk, most major applications out there that you would want your agents to have access to is readily available. More importantly, across devices. And I can very comfortably say that we are able to provide a very easy end user experience as well for us. Can we just play this video, please? I hit play. One click, okay. See, I wish I was sharing screen here. There you go. And just one more piece there. I know I've got the times up going there. So I don't like traveling, so I came all the way from Bangalore. Let me just finish the next one. My favorite one. Most of you are building applications ground up. You're digital native companies. You're trying to deliver an experience to your end customers via the device that they use in some form, shape, or size. You want to keep everything with minimal human interaction, right? I'm just trying to get the clicker to work here. Sorry. Tech will be tech, right? Can you move to the next slide for me, please? There we go. We've got the entire Zoom platform, lots of bells and whistles. But a digital native company could come to me and say, you know what, Zoom, I don't want the whiteboard. I don't want the contact center. I don't want the AI companion right now. I don't want to be able to do multiple screen sharing. I don't want recording. But what I do want is the capability of your audio and your raw video feed. And I want the capability to be able to embed this within whatever application I am building for my end customer. I could be in fashion, I could be in furniture, I could be in education, I could be in insurance, I could be in advisory. But what I want to do is provide the video and audio for the end customer. That's where we've got the developer tools. We've got a video SDK and a meetings SDK. The video SDK in particular allows you to take just the raw audio, just the raw video, and embed it in a way that you find most convenient within your application. And once again, build ground up for video, right? So the video quality is probably the best out there, industry standards. We've shown that we can scale, and we can scale with video exceptionally well, tried and tested. From a tech standpoint, tremendous maturity. More importantly, when as a startup you're trying to build this through, we do provide a tremendous amount of flexibility in the way you want to apportion your budgets for this. Can I price it in a way that we'll grow with you along the journey rather than you have to come up front? And of course, we've got a very strong support team now available within India. One more message I'd like to leave here for folks who are building out in India is we've got our data centers here. We can run out of India, and we are completely compliant from a data residency standpoint. So if you need to build even for BFSI, we are compliant in almost every sense of the word, actually in every sense of the word. With that, I have my team here. Any questions around Zoom, feel free to reach out to us. We will be here for some time. I know I've kind of tried to breeze through a lot, so we're here to walk you through any questions that you may have. Thank you very much, and see you on the next call. Thank you.